I've been watching you like the hope in the sky. You are my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep open ears, I know that one of these days we gon' hook it up, right on the phone, but see, I don't know if that's good.
All right, welcome back everyone to our channel, Wooden Table Talk. How's everyone doing today? My name is Cheryl.
What's up, you guys? I'm Eric.
Oh, my name is Jade.
Hey y'all, it's Brittany.
And our topic today is the 90s era. There's so much to say about the 90s. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I just wanted
So Brittany.
I just wanted to start off and say the 90s music, R&B music
Yes.
was litty. I have like a list of the people that I feel like was the best. And to me, the R&B music from the 90s is the past, it's the present, and it's also the future.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna start off with the women, and I feel like the R&B music was the purest outlet for Black feminine experience, in my opinion. So like Sade, Love Deluxe,
Yes.
1992, and I don't know if you guys remember this song, This Is No Ordinary Love.
Classic.
Classic. The next on my list, I want to talk about Mary J. Blige and My Life. That album came out in 1994.
Everything.
I'm Going Down. I know y'all remember that song. I sung that song at every talent show there was.
That's my song every time I fall down to the floor.
I bet you killed it, girl.
Yes, I did. The next I want to talk about is Aaliyah, One in a Million. That came out.
R.I.P.
Truly one in a million.
Yes. R.I.P. baby girl.
Yes.
R.I.P. Angel.
You guys remember 4-Page Letter?
4-page letter.
Ooh. Have you guys ever actually written a 4-page letter? Okay, 2-page.
Cool.
No.
A
No
4-page
patience for
love
that, no.
letter? Oh, no.
A love letter, breakup letter, any type of letter.
Shoot, that's a lot of writing.
I know.
That's a lot of writing and thought. You go, girl. You're the only one who did it so far.
Right.
Anyone who's ever written a 4-page letter,
Not forcibly,
comment
though.
below.
I know.
That's true. And what was it? Because that's so long. Not an essay.
Not an essay.
Shoot.
Right.
I know.
Let us know. People. Let us know if you wrote a 4-page letter down below.
Tell us all about it.
Please.
Oh
All right.
my-
I know
But
y'all
yes.
remember Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, though.
Ooh.
1998.
Classic.
Y'all remember That Thing to Zion and
Oh,
Hey.
Get it?
What?
Yeah.
And
Well, don't
then
get us started, Jay. Don't finish.
Oh, sorry. I'm so
myself
bad
back.
with lyrics. I'm so bad with memorizing lyrics, which is true. And it's funny because I'm an
But
actor.
you're good
I
at-
have to remember.
You're good at remembering the tune, though.
yeah.
The melody.
No, yeah. You can say that.
Finishing off the list with Destiny's Child,
Oh,
1999.
girl.
Writings on the
How can we
Wall.
not forget? Mm-hmm.
Good one.
Bills, Say My Name, and Jumpin'.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I used to get in trouble singing Say My Name.
Jumping. What's crazy is I was listening to that album like yesterday when I was like cleaning up. So like it's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It's like super timeless.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any memories with any of those songs? Like what made you remember? Like when you see her Say My Name, like I remember when I sang Say My Name when I was a kid, I used to get my ass beat. My brothers used to beat my
Wait, why?
Why?
Because it was
Why?
I'd be singing it with
He's
like,
just hating.
I be hating. I'd be singing it like belching and everything, and they'd be running through the room. They'd be like, "Shut up!" Shut up. So every time I listen to that song, I'm like, I remember that day.
Do you guys remember that song from Destiny's Child, Soldier? Was that 90s too?
I think
Soldier? It goes, if it's satisfying, I ain't check a phone, that'll be. Do you remember that song? Soldier. I feel like I gotta play it now.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah.
It had Lil Wayne and it had T.I. in there, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
okay.
That was my song. I was like, you know, I guess that has like independent vibe slash, you know, being a little soldier, little hood soldier, you know. Love the vibe. Not sure if that was 90s. I think it was 90s.
It had to be like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
To be honest.
Possibly.
I was like,
T-Pain. T-Pain was not 90s.
who said T-Pain?
Yeah, who said
It's Lil
T-Pain?
Wayne. Lil
Oh,
Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Lil Weezy. Yeah.
He was not. Was he 90s? No, he was never 90s.
Tunechi. Let me see. It's like it's kind of like, what year was that?
I need to fan myself.
I'm hella hot.
It is hot.
I always say I'm hot. I'm hella hot.
Comment down below if you're in a bay and you're hot as hell.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I took a walk today,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the weather is super nice, but it was just like
so nice.
as if I was resurrected for the first time. Like it was just like, oh my god, trees! It's beautiful out here, and I was listening to my
It's
pop
fun.
music.
Right.
It's like I'm afraid to go outside. I see outside
And I'm like,
through the window.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, and you're waving at random people like, hi, hi.
From afar. Like a mime.
I know. Hi.
People be going out for runs. I'm like, take me with you. I haven't been outside.
Right.
Just sign language. Like,
Crazy.
I know. Where you go? I'm going on vacation at the end of the block. That's at the time.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness. You guys, I didn't want to leave out the male, so I do have
Oh, yeah.
three male guys.
oh.
But I feel like in the 90s, the R&B male singers had a way about being smooth, like about their intentions.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
soulful and
Yes.
yeah.
You know, Usher, of course,
Yes.
Hands down.
he had My Way.
You make me wanna be the one I'm with.
Right.
Your relationship with you.
There you go. Okay. And
Uh-huh.
then 112. Y'all remember 112?
112?
Ooh.
Oh, Peaches was my
Yep.
song.
Peaches and cream.
There you go.
Peaches and cream.
And then Boys to Men, of course.
Of course.
Of course. End of the road. That song is forever timeless.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect like breakup, I don't know, breakup emo song.
I feel the
Yeah, they glorified the breakups back in the days.
for real.
Yeah,
Right.
like breakups were recognized as like, you know, like a meaningful thing. Now it's just
Yeah.
like F you,
Exactly.
you broke up with me.
Right. It's like super hostile. Like it's crazy.
It's so like aggressive and angry now. You
Mhm.
know, like you left me, this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're never gonna do better than me. Right?
No.
All right, and then I'm
Um.
gonna end it with the soundtracks. The soundtracks of
Ooh.
the 90s that I absolutely loved was, of course, The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. That came out.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo. Let's
And
do it.
I will forever love her.
Oh my God, I miss her.
Oh.
The Soul Food soundtrack, 19.
Oh my God. Yes.
Was that 90s?
Thank you.
What
And
was
then
it? I
God.
think so.
last but not least, Love Jones soundtrack in 1997.
Oh, gosh, Love Jones.
Mhm.
Love
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Love.
Super
Oh.
facts.
Makes me want to just like binge listen to everything for the rest of the week.
You know,
Oh,
I'm going to intervene just a little bit. Back in the days,
okay.
back in the days, I was in my years where I'm like, oh, I'm a bad boy. You know, like I'm an emo
Oh,
boy. Because I
Ooh,
did listen to was Genuine 90's.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yep.
yes,
It
yes.
was.
Well, that was my shit. Genuine was my shit. But back in the days when
Oh,
I started becoming emo, I started listening to like heavy metal music and like rock
Right.
music. I was
mm,
listening to like 2 Days Grace. But then I still
mm-hmm.
have that part of me. It's funny because like I became like this goth guy. I had like black makeup and black nails and everything.
No.
Yeah,
Wrong.
it's true. If you
You're
find
gonna need to pull up a photo.
I can do it right now because I'm using my phone. But if you look through my Instagram, there's an actual photo with me with like black eyeliner,
Checking.
black nail polish. I had
Right.
my
Show us
hair
that receipt.
colored
On a normal day basis.
on a normal day basis. Like I used to walk around with like some piercings everywhere and stuff like that. But during
Damn.
high school, that's when I started getting into like Sierra, and because I became a dancer, so I was like into
I
Sierra,
love Sierra.
Brown.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I was into like Key Sweat, and
Yup.
Right. Right.
So it was a phase for you.
it was a phase. But I still hold true to that rock alternative
Yeah.
music and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I
I don't see any emos.
in a huge way, the 90s music I feel like played a major role on my views on love. Okay,
Mhm.
like
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, of
oh
course.
yeah.
it's that 90s kind of love that I always wanted. It was like
Exactly.
Right.
the depth, the transparency, and the lyrics
Yep.
just made like falling in love all worth it.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
it's more sentimental, you know what I mean, with the
Mhm.
music. It's like there was a song for every mood.
Exactly.
You're
Like,
right.
oh, I feel, you know, like, oh, puppy love slash just met someone the other day slash I don't know. There's a mood for everything in the 90s,
Yeah.
right?
Right. I think
Um,
also outside of love, like I will say the creativity, because like I was I'm a big Missy Elliott fan, so like all her
Oh
videos,
yeah.
her and Busta Rhymes especially, like for me, like it just dropped
a
like
collab.
creativity side, like it's super classic. Like right
Mhm.
now, nobody's doing the shit that they were doing back in the
No.
day.
Exactly.
No, it's
It's
They're
Asian
like-
fun.
yeah. I
It's
mean, you
iconic.
can't replicate that, you know.
Yeah.
It's that uniqueness.
Right.
They definitely try to. That's why I started off that it was the past, but then it's also the present. It's like the R&B music will always be that base that they take choruses from and then put in
Yeah.
now, and it's just it won't leave.
Oh,
They can't
yeah.
they can't make that again. They can't.
Right.
I 100% agree. Like
Yeah.
it'd be like, you know, a twist to it almost. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the foundation to it's for a new hit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, like I was just listening to SWV's song, and I know, and Chris Brown actually like remade that to one of his older songs.
Damn. I didn't even know that.
I forgot what it
Wow.
was called. Oh, this one. It's called Right Here, SWV. That intro, Chris Brown uses that for his song. That's called you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that Chris Brown song?
Play it.
Oh, not her, or something like that. Like,
You got it, Eric.
I can find it.
oh, you went.
Let me
Oh,
play it real quick.
hold on.
Like Chris
It's
Brown
called
really-
Ain't You? It Ain't You, or something like that. Hold on.
Let me see. Play a little
But
snip.
he uses.
Flip it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he released
Y'all
like
don't come for me in the comments if I play the wrong song, but let's see if this is the one.
No, the Chris Brown.
Ever since I got this little
It
guy,
Ain't You,
like-
or something like that.
Oh, they doing commercials? Hold on. What's the T?
Oh, She Ain't You. So Chris Brown, She Ain't You, like that beginning, he took like, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, let's see.
Let's get it.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's like a capture of the SWV's introduction to Right Here.
That's true.
Definitely. See, there you go. There you go.
Now let's try to do a little SWV
Yeah.
real quick. I just want to compare.
And it's called Right Here.
Oh, wow. It's exactly the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Wow, that's mind blowing. Wow.
It's mind blowing, right?
You'd be surprised with a lot of artists today what they use as
Yeah.
their backtrack or their loops. I mean, a great example today, Jason Derulo takes a bunch of like tracks from back in the day.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, majority of his songs are he uses like little snippets from other songs, old songs. You know?
What do you feel about that? Do you feel like we will ever get a time like back in the 90s when everything was authentic? Do you feel like it's going to keep on being copied?
You know,
I mean, I think with like the leading new artists, they have such a new like for example, like Drake's new like Tutti slide. Like I feel like now that's like the new era where everything is kind of like what's trending.
Right.
What song can I come up with that people can either dance to or repost about?
yeah.
So in the 90s, I feel like it's all authentic and raw when it comes to like actual like feelings and like,
Yeah.
you know, like phases in your life as far as like falling in love and stuff. So now it's all about like what can get the clout.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
With songs.
I hate that.
So I think the reason why people like to new artists like to add the twist to the 90s is because that's so uncommon now. So when someone hears it, it's like, oh my goodness, like remember when Tory Lanez came out with like the Chicks album?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
I know
Chicks
exactly what
tape?
you're talking about.
Yeah, and then he brought back like all the 90s, like 2000s actually. So I guess that would be off topic. But like Ashanti, like, you know, he revamped those songs. But yeah, I feel like we're always gonna bring it back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like the connectivity of like just the authenticity, just connecting to the emotions today. That's why I see like when you see artists like Billie Eilish today, she
Love her.
kind of veers off from utilizing because the way she uses her sound is she just kind of like records like one of her sounds. I don't know what soundtrack she recorded a sound when she was getting her tooth done. And she utilized it in her song. Yeah, when she went to the dentist, she's like, "Oh, this sound reminds me of a time when I had this certain feeling, so I'm gonna add it to my song."
Okay.
So,
what kind of feeling was that?
She probably was scared. She's like, "Oh, every time I hear this sound in my song, I want to be scared, getting my feeling." But
okay.
It's just such an outly. It's different now because we're trying to associate feelings and sound in a different way to where back in the days in the 90s we were able to express it with words. We were able to connect with people in a way that we don't do today. You know, I loved back in the days. Oh my god, I was such a romantic in my head. Like in my head, I was like, "Oh, I'm such a romantic."
Everyone was.
Such a romantic. Hopeless romantic.
But now it's just like. But then I think that's what music in the 90s was so great because you know it was you didn't have to have somebody there. You know, it was the music in you.
Right.
And then that's what I love.
Right.
Yeah. I like that. The music in you.
The music in you.
The music in you. It brings out the feels, you know, brings out the feels, and it's okay because it's like the song, like you relate to the song, and the song relates to you, so it's like you're okay, like it's everything's okay.
Yeah.
True.
Aww. Love 90s.
Love it.
I'm so. I think we're so fortunate to have lived through this era,
right?
Because it's incomparable for sure, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that was incomparable from back in the days, you know, like how we interacted with each other.
Exactly.
We didn't have social media.
No,
I mean,
none of that.
What
social media?
We have
no iPhone. No iPhone, no touch screens.
We were limited to how I didn't have a phone back then.
No.
It was like a luxury.
What age did you guys get your phone?
Oh my gosh.
Teenager. teenager. I just don't.
I think I was in the 10th grade.
I
Wow.
was definitely. Oh wow.
No, I was too. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a 10th grade too.
I mean, I
Damn.
think maybe like like early high school, like middle school, not so much. I don't think so. Did I?
Really?
Oh.
And then imagine finally having that phone, and then it being like this like touch screen, like no buttons, like it's crazy.
I know. When you
Like
think about
crazy.
it,
Damn.
right?
Yeah. And then you only get
Anyhow.
like one color.
It was so hard texting.
And then,
It was
yeah, you have to like
Pressing that same
triple.
button.
Till this day, I cannot do that still.
And
I gave
texting
up.
was so like loud, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it
Absolutely.
was like typing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for those, oh my
Yeah, I
god.
can't.
For 90s
I
babies
can't.
that are watching this, cell phones back in the days were thick and we only had one game, which is snakes.
Right.
And
Right.
you get-
Oh,
you
the
get-
snakes was the
you get-
shit. Oh my god. Like,
Oh
snakes
my
fucking
god.
everything.
And
Or
it
like
you
that
get-
Nokia. Did you guys have that Nokia phone? That
Mhm.
3300
Oh, yeah.
series? Oh my god.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
That was
And you
everything.
only get two colors. You get the screen color and then the text color.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
But you had to get a faceplate. So if you got a faceplate, then you was winning.
Oh yeah, you could like take off the faceplate. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I forgot about that.
Oh. See, I don't know. I wasn't all spoiled like
Wow.
like you get what
And then
you
you
get.
want it also comes
Simple.
with protection gear. So when you're walking, it's so big and heavy and it's unbreakable. You could pow somebody right in the head.
Right.
Gosh.
It's a
It's
device
almost
slash
unbreakable.
weapon.
I definitely want to talk about fashion, right? So like for me growing up in the 90s, like I feel like I lived in overalls. Like I always had on overalls, like Old Navy
Oh my
hoodies, and like
goodness.
I'm curious to know like what your fashions were back in the days. Like
Oh, you don't want to ask.
Oh, you don't want to
It was
know.
horrible.
Everything was loose and baggy. Turtlenecks. Oh,
Turtlenecks.
Jesus,
Oh my
I can't.
god.
Turtlenecks.
Turtlenecks
Oh,
and
turtleneck.
Time of the year.
turtlenecks and bell bottoms
Cardigan.
every single day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my
Windbreakers.
Mm-hmm.
windbreakers.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
windbreakers.
windbreakers was a thing.
Windbreakers.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was so
90s.
bad.
What else?
And then being in like in a Filipino family, we had bowl cuts back in the 90s. I think that's the thing. We had bowl cuts. I
Damn.
will show you guys a picture, but you know, that's horrible.
Oh my goodness. Well, when like I want to say most of the or half of the 90s, I had glasses. I was a little nerd.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't get contacts until like high school. So when I look back at my pictures, oh my, like I just felt like a true nerd.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They used to call me Stitch Brick because I used to always have braids.
Oh,
What the
Always about the braids, and I knew how to braid, so it was always about the cornrows or the things.
damn.
but braids those are fashionable. Glasses, oh my goodness, I can't.
Oh my
Sometimes I have like the round ones, and then
Yeah.
sometimes there'll be like different ones.
Ew.
But yeah, I mean, at first I really liked them, and then at one point I was like, oh, I'd prefer not to have them, but then I can't see without them because my vision is so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's what I think of the 90s.
Yeah.
I wore a lot of plaid.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Plaid
I don't
was
know
a
if you guys wore
thing.
plaid.
Yeah.
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 Cardigans were a thing
Corduroys.
Corduroys.
You guys wear corduroys?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Corduroys.
What was another thing?
Ooh, what about toys, you guys? I remember I had a Cabbage Patch Baby, and oh my god, my grandma was like,
Oh, toys?
"Ooh, you
Toys.
better keep this." She's like, "You better keep this. Cabbage Patch Baby's gonna be worth so much like money." And it is now, and I don't have it.
You don't have it? Oh shit.
Oh, you don't have it? Oh, you gave it away?
Damn.
I tore it up when I was young. I don't want it.
You know what's crazy also that I think that are not available anymore are like certain Barbies.
Oh really?
Right? Certain Barbies, like the Barbies now look so different from like the Barbies back then.
Right, right.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. It just looks like it doesn't look the same. And the only reason why I know this is because during Christmas time, I've been looking for Barbies to give away to like my nieces and stuff. And I'm like, they look so different. And it's almost like you can't find them.
Because they're
Yeah,
boxy.
it's like.
They got plastic surgery now.
I know. They got
Tell me why. I feel like it's like
booties.
enhanced differently.
Enhanced booties.
You're like, what?
Oh my god. No, it is not the authentic Barbie at all. No. Yeah, like what other toys did I have?
I
remember
love
the blocks that glow in the dark. Which one?
Oh, go ahead. Mr. Potato Head was like everything.
Oh, Mr.
Ooh,
Potato Head.
yeah. That's for
he
everyone.
was.
That toy's for everyone. Everyone.
I don't see it now. Do you guys see it in stores? Like, I definitely don't see it.
No potato.
They probably have like this new version that's probably not even doesn't compare.
You only
know?
see Mr. Potato Head on Toy Story.
Right. Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I had this one game that me and my sister got, like, we were for sure like maybe 7 or something when we got it. But I don't know if you know, Brittany, but it's called Mall Madness. It's like a girls' board game. And like the girls on it look super 90s. Maybe I want to show you actually. 1 second.
You still have it? Wow.
Wow.
Below what your favorite toy is, guys. We would love to hear.
Exactly. Comment, what's your favorite toy? My favorite toy was, if you guys remember Jumanji.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
They had a board game, and it was like exactly the same. But when you put the card through that little thingy, it'll tell you that little like, oh, watch out for the bees. They're coming for you, blah, blah.
Right.
And as kids, we were like, there's bees everywhere. And we would just run around and stuff.
Oh my
it
god.
was the best.
My favorite board game was Life. Y'all remember Life?
Yes.
I remember Life outside my house.
Driving the little car around.
Yeah.
You got babies, you got a little girl, little boy. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this, like, just looking at it,
Let's
you're
see
like,
it.
oh my gosh, that looks super 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Do you guys remember this?
No.
This is like me and my
Never.
sister's like ultimate favorite like board game because it's like shopping and like trying to get all the clearance and sales. Like it comes with a speaker. Like the speaker actually speaks.
Oh,
and
damn.
then well, it's not working right now.
I know.
No, this is the centerpiece and it's actually a 2-story mall. See, look, there's stairs.
Oh, okay.
So so you put the piece on top of this, and then this is like where you swipe the card. Like it was like the thing. Like
So for everyone watching and not
I
in
will
90s
forever
TV,
remember
that's
this.
a pager. That's what we call a pager. And you put that on the side of your hip.
No, this is,
Oh my god, pager.
no, it's like a piece. It's a piece of the mall. No, but for sure, like. Yeah, that, I mean, if I wanted to actually put batteries into I would still play it. Like, it's still one of my favorite games of all time, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is so funny.
All right.
But,
wait, do you guys remember that little keychain and it was like you had
Tamagotchis?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
You
This
have
is on
to,
my
like, feed
KFC.
Yes.
Yes.
You had to take care of it.
Wait, you said
You have to,
KFC?
like, feed
KFC
it?
giving out Tamagotchis?
Yes.
Wait, they were?
Wait.
They were at KFC.
They were? I'm going to KFC now.
They were there for $3.99.
Look.
Oh,
Yeah, they were the thing back.
wow.
They were the thing back in the days. Like it was like you were considered uncool if you didn't have one.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And then
I
you'd
didn't
have
have
to
one,
like
so I was
feed it and
uncool.
stuff.
Yeah, have to feed it.
Yeah.
I remember actually having it for like just a short amount of time because I've like during the night it would like just speak out of nowhere and it was like Cookie.
Really?
I don't know if I was taking care of it correctly.
You are a haunted Tamagotchi. But I miss.
A
Yeah, that
haunted
was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Yeah.
I remember my dad telling me it was an adult game. That's why
Well, because you're like,
he didn't want to
you're-
share it.
yeah.
That's why he was like, it's an adult game. You can't play with this.
I'm like, what in the lie is going on here?
I'm like, no, I want to play with
You're like, you're a grown man.
it. But he took care of that thing.
not for you.
Right.
Yes.
What else?
Well,
don't know.
speaking of music, since we were on the topic of music,
Right?
I know you mentioned the song. What was the song? I'm sorry, I have like short term. The song that you would play at every talent show.
Oh my God, I'm Going Down by Mary J.
Yes. So, do you guys remember what TV show that was on?
Oh my gosh.
What-
Yes.
No, I don't know.
Remember when Tamara played
Yes.
sang that song? So maybe we could talk about TV
TV
shows and our cartoons.
Yes,
What was our
cartoons.
favorite?
Oh, you start off with it.
Ooh, well, I just remember every day like watching Sister, and then following that would be like Sabrina and the Teenage Witch.
Oh,
That was
And
Yeah.
that was most of my 90s. Like
that was your
that
day.
was my
that was
pure entertainment
Right.
every day. I've probably seen every episode like 4 times
Uh-huh.
and never got sick of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I got a whole list. I have Moesha.
Oh,
Oh, yes. That's a great
Smart
one.
guy. Smart guy.
Smart
Yes.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
oh, I forgot
Smart
about that. Oh my
But
God.
that was
Keenan and Cal.
Keenan and Cal, yup.
Keenan and Cal.
Y'all
Oh,
can't
yeah.
All that.
Fresh Prince though.
Oh,
Fresh Prince.
Ooh, Fresh Prince.
yes.
That's late night. That's late night
late
entertainment.
night.
Yeah.
That's late night.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all watch Family Matters?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I
Of
used to watch it with my family all
course.
the
Of
time.
course.
Did you know
Of course.
that lasted for 9 years? And a lot of sitcoms lasted for like only 5 years. The ones that we named, like Smart Guy lasted for 2 years. Everything else, like
I could believe it.
Sister,
Wow.
5 years. Fresh Prince 5 years. Living
Yeah.
Wayne
I
Brothers.
don't
5
remember
years.
that. Wow.
But Family Matters was 9 years. I'm like, wow, that's
Wow. I didn't know
What?
that.
But what about Full House? Didn't Full House beat that?
right. Yeah.
Or what do you think?
Yeah.
I like Full House.
You liked
Probably.
it Full
I wasn't
House?
really into Full House though.
You weren't? I think it was because the time that it played, it was just kind of convenient. Is that the 90s or is that millennium?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
the
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember dinosaurs?
Oh my God, I remember.
Oh,
God.
yes.
Ah,
Damn.
Shoot.
I remember.
That's a
I
classic right
do.
The
there.
puppet. Yeah. Do you know how they ended? They blew up.
Really?
Yeah, they
Well, that's
did.
disappointing.
I
A
don't.
comet
remember that
hit them and they
episode.
blew up and died. That's how
Yeah.
the show ended. I was like, oh, this is real.
Oh
But it
my
was like
God.
it was so wholesome. Like it was like a loving dinosaur family, and then all of a sudden they just died.
Right.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Aww.
That is real life.
I don't know if you
That's
guys
life.
watched this, but I love The Simpsons. Like that was
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
90s.
cartoons.
So I would watch like Sister, then I would do Moesha, then I would do Smart Guy, then I would do The Simpsons late night. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, my gosh.
I used to be in
Get,
trouble.
I didn't get into the Simpsons until later on in life because I was like, what is this humor?
I think
No, that's
so
true.
too. And it's
It's
almost
fine.
like you had to like catch on to like what they're talking about
right.
in
Yeah.
order to like laugh. Like yeah.
Right.
But
Some of
I
it
agree.
Yeah.
I think I
Real.
did later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What
Now,
other
Okay, we
cartoons?
gotta talk about the classics. Oh, one of my personal favorite movies of all time,
okay.
Little Rascals. Little
Yeah.
Rascals.
Yeah.
Was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
What was the famous?
Was that 90s? Huh?
That was. Mm-hmm.
There was a famous,
That
there was a famous line that everybody said on Little Rascals.
I got $1. I
I
gotta
gotta
know.
go. I gotta go. Hey.
Or what else? When the what?
Yes.
Like horrible
Alfalfa.
names. The one
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa. Ate the sandwich, like a literal sandwich, because someone played a joke on him. Remember when he was on a date with Darla?
Oh,
Oh, Darla.
yeah.
My favorite, oh my God, my favorite scene was when they were
The
dressed
song?
in tutus. No, and dressed in tutus. Do you remember
Oh
that
yes.
scene? Oh my God. And then he like, and then the wig comes, like the wig, like gets caught in the tree
Yeah.
branch, and then he gets caught, and then classic. Classic.
No, my
So
favorite scene
funny.
is when he was singing, Alfalfa was singing to Darla. He was like, "You are so beautiful
That's what I was
Beautiful.
to me."
Yup.
Can't you see? Yeah.
Can't you see?
Oh yeah.
No, that was my movie back in the day. Do you guys watch Hook?
And
Hook.
Hook.
Hook?
Hook?
The Peter Pan one.
Huh?
Oh, I think I had the Peter Pan books.
Oh, the book.
No, but
I
Hook,
read.
the
I
movie
had the
Hook.
book.
Yeah.
That's what inspired me to be like,
remember.
I wanted to be an actor because Dante Basco was in that movie and he played Rufio. And I was like, when I was a kid back in the 90s and they played, I was like, oh, look, there's a Filipino guy on the big screen. And that's when I wanted to become an actor.
Oh wow.
Oh, Hook. Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
story.
The book. Oh, Hook. Yeah. Yeah.
Hook. I know.
That's Peter Pan, right?
Pun.
Yeah, it's Peter Pan.
Uh-huh.
I should have just said Peter Pan.
I was like Hook.
It's
I'm
called
like-
Hook, though.
I was like, the book.
The book. Back in the
Wait,
90s, we used to read.
Wow.
Did Titanic come out in the 90s? It did, right?
Oh my gosh. I still have the
Me too.
actual like cassette tape. I don't know what those are
Yeah.
called.
It was
Yeah.
a two
I
cassette.
It's a 2 cassette set. Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Titanic.
I don't know if we were old enough to watch it, but I definitely watched it.
I watched that a million times. I'll be like, I'll never let go. I'll never let go.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be like, is anybody
That was,
Can anybody hear me?
and then she does the, like
Is anybody else?
the panting in the cold.
God.
That was so fun. Oh, yeah. I've watched that several times.
Oh. How about cartoons? What was your favorite cartoons in the 90s?
Oh, hands down, Rugrats.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
Rugrats.
Hot Real Monsters.
Real Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Real Monsters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Who
Ooh.
was your favorite? Who was your favorite, Jade?
Oh man, mine was Sailor Mars. He was my first crush, Sailor Mars.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And then when I started like thinking I can transform like the Sailor Scouts, that's when I thought I did not like girls. I was like, I want to transform
You're
too
like-
when I wake up to go to school.
Right.
But it never happened.
Oh, I love Sailor Moon. I collected so many stickers too back then. That was like my hobby. Stickers.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Back in
Oh, the
90s.
Lisa Frank. Do you remember the Lisa Frank stickers?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Silver patterns and the
Yeah,
I don't
colorful-
remember
Lisa
that.
Frank with all the colors, and I was obsessed. Hello Kitty. Oh my goodness. Hello Kitty, everything. That was like what I looked like. The Sanrio stores. Can't believe they all closed down now.
Oh,
What?
they're still big though.
Yeah.
Still big.
There's a Hello Kitty store in San Jose, but it's not like easily accessible for all cities, you know? Yeah. Obsessed with Hello Kitty, obsessed with Lisa Frank. Spice Girl. That was 90s.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now, speaking of
Oh my
movie,
God.
Spice World was fucking
Oh,
epic.
I know.
I don't
epic.
care. I don't care.
Epic. I do not.
I had
I
the
don't care.
lollipops. Remember they had lollipops? They had toys.
Lollipops?
They had games. Yes. Like they did.
Yes.
Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Some of it's really what?
I wanna. Does anybody know what a ziggy zigga is? A ziggy zig.
Zigga, 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 zigga.
Okay, which spice was you guys?
Okay.
I was Scary Spice. Which spice were you?
Gosh, I was always a girly
I
girl.
was gonna say Scary
Yeah,
Spice.
you would be posh. You would be posh.
Right.
I'm between Scary Spice or Baby Spice.
Baby Spice.
I love them all though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to come. Did you know?
How about you, Eric? What was your
Yeah,
favorite?
no,
yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
you are quiet.
I know. Y'all caught
Gotta get out of this question.
I'm torn. So I really did love Baby Spice and of course Scary Spice, but I've also loved Ginger. There's something about her. I don't know what it was.
She was butch.
She was a butch, yeah, and I lived for a butch.
Like she was like
Right.
masculine, but you know, I still liked her. She was so cool.
Nobody
Was there one more? Oh, Sporty
No one
Spice.
likes
You guys
Sporty?
live for Sporty Spice?
I'm about to say sporty. Nobody even said sporty.
She's like the role model of the group. You know, nobody liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I liked her. I liked her
Alright.
like ensembles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, oh, I want to wear that to the gym.
Did you know that they were
Right.
going to,
Like, oh, I want to wear that too.
they were going to remake a new Spice Girls group not too long ago? But do you know TRL? I mean TRL.
Really?
TRL. I forgot what their group's name, but Scary Spice formed them and was naming them the next Spice Girls. And then one of the girls,
Oh.
they were getting big.
Interesting.
I can't remember the girl group, but they were British. And then
Oh.
one of the girls committed suicide. And that's why the group broke up.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was
Sounds
the black
familiar.
girl, right?
TLR or TRL. I forgot their name.
The girl was black that killed herself.
Yeah.
In this group?
Mhm.
I know you. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
And she was really pretty too.
Yeah, she was super pretty. She couldn't bear the fame and everything, and in her family and all that stuff. Like I don't want to get in too deep with it, but the group was going big. Like they were getting noticed, and then that happened. And then they made a final song, and they said they were not going to continue again. But Scary Spice formed the group and said that they were
I
supposed to
didn't know
be
that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah. But we picked that song one day. That
Yeah.
one their debut song was my shit though.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember how it goes.
I was like, oh my
You
God.
know, I can't remember lyrics.
Y'all remember
You guys.
Austin Powers? Didn't that come out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Austin
I think
Powers.
that was
Oh my
90s.
The
God.
Spy Who Shagged Me. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
You
That was
when you
definitely
fall
a
in
vibe.
love, nothing but lies and pain and sorrow. So okay.
Okay, you're on your own.
I love that song. Oh my god. You guys remember that scene when they were dancing? The girl from The Spy Who Shagged Me and Austin Powers. And then the guy in the band were playing that song, like, what do you get when you fall in love? Da, 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 da.
I don't
We'll
know.
watch it later.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it later.
Comment down below if you know the name of the song. you
Yes.
guys.
Comment down below.
Comment down below.
So much in the 90s. Oh my gosh.
I know. We can talk about it.
So much.
We talk about
This
it.
is flat.
Let's think about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
What
talk
else
about
do I really remember? Okay, so jumping, just kind of like piggybacking on fashion. I guess we did cover like a big chunk of that. That was definitely. Well, it's funny because like a lot of people are incorporating that as like a like a party theme, and it's just so fun with like the discs and like the like ear like those like cassette tapes as earrings.
Yeah.
Bright colors.
Yeah.
That was the
Cassette
vibe.
tapes. Oh my god. Walkmans.
Ooh.
Yes.
Let's talk
I would
about
burn CDs. Some of y'all didn't burn CDs back in the day.
Oh,
Like
hey,
make your own like playlist, and then I would like, yeah, I think I do still have a few that I've kept.
Yeah.
Wow. I think for me in the 90s, it was cassette tapes. Like I definitely like recorded the cassette tapes, like the radio that was playing the songs on that cassette tape.
Oh my
God, me
god, I
too.
hated that.
It was over.
I would,
You literally had to wait.
J-Lo. I would record.
Ah.
Yes. You literally had to wait.
Like, oh, we're gonna play this song at this time, and you have to stay next to your stereo system or whatever to record it on your cassette tape.
Millennials cannot relate. Millennials can, whatever song, they can just pull it up on the internet. No, you literally had to wait. You literally had to
Right.
wait.
You had to
Like,
wait.
You know,
You had to wait for that dial.
on the radio.
Y'all
You
remember
have to wait.
the
You'll
AOL?
have like 2 radio stations and like hopefully get lucky with both of them playing.
I know.
Right.
Let's talk about that
But
dial.
yeah,
That AOL dial.
the what?
The AOL
Oh.
dial-up. Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
And that you got mail.
You
You
got
got
Oh,
it.
wow.
Back in the 90s,
Oh
you
my
guys, who I was
goodness.
watching this, it took 2 days to download a picture. Like if someone wants to send you a picture on email, 1 day to get the email, 2 days to download the picture,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and another day to print it out. Like
Right.
it was forever.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. Oh my god, and IMing? IMing was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was like one source of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that was middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Late 90s.
Okay, let me ask this question.
But yes.
What?
Did you guys do the chat rooms on AIM or AOL back in the 90s?
Oh my
We did, but let's not talk about
I
that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Be honest.
wow.
I was a good boy.
Yeah, me.
I-
was saying me too.
I beg to
Yeah, we
differ.
know you're a good boy, Brittany.
I would keep it more one-on-one.
I beg to differ on both y'all. Okay.
This is my
What about you,
innocent-
Cheryl?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what about you, Sharon?
I mean, I remember just mostly kind of like, I do remember those chat rooms, but I was mainly doing like one-on-one conversations. I'll have like multiple conversations, but they're being,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Not so much chat room
You were a
series.
busy, popular girl.
Eric looked like he got some stories. He's like, let me tell you.
So like, you know, so
I
like
just
back
thought
in
of
those
something.
days, like me and my cousin were pranksters. So like we would always like get in, create these fake ass names and like go into chat rooms and like really conversate with people, get their numbers and call them up and just like
What?
block. Like what would just be like someone completely different and just like trying to get their tea. Like we'll pretend it was just so much fun, like just so much fun. And people would fall for it. I'm like, we're kids. Like I don't understand. You're a grown man and woman. Like how are you falling for this? Like,
Ooh.
Do you guys
we get
remember
people to
your
send us
IM names?
pictures. Yeah. Do I remember? I think
Oh my
one I
God.
did was Rico Suave. Yeah, that was one. I did.
Oh,
Mhm.
because mine was like a super like Asian, like Miss Panay Shorty, Miss some Shorty, something Shorty. And I'm like,
Not
but
shorty.
I
That's cute.
can't. With extra
You know-
Z's with the Ms.
What was
Mine
yours?
was like horrible. Mine was
What was it?
Jadalicious 24.
Ooh. That's some naughty.
Some
I know.
naughty.
Brittany, what was yours?
I didn't have one.
We all just let's take a minute to
Oh,
stop
you
that
did.
in.
I'm gonna make up one, but I didn't have one.
We'll make up one for you.
Right.
Mm.
Not right now though. I can't think of anything.
I can't.
Ooh. Love it.
But one of my favorite artists was Britney Spears. Since we're talking about Britney.
Britney Spears. No one can.
And then she had the Titanic scene.
Hey, she
Oh my god! And no, so in one of her music videos, she had that Titanic scene, right?
Oh.
You guys
Huh,
remember?
I remember.
She replicated that Titanic scene in one of her music videos.
Yeah.
I don't remember the songs, but NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, can't forget about them.
Oh my God.
Would you guys
Who
like
did you guys
better?
like better? NSYNC or Backstreet?
Mhm.
Your Backstreet?
Backstreet Boys? Did you like the
I would.
I
like them both, but I really liked NSYNC.
Me too.
NSYNC? Okay.
Like NSYNC.
I like Backstreet Boys because they had problems, you know?
Oh, which one was your
had a
favorite?
drug problem.
Who was your favorite?
What was your favorite Backstreet Boy?
Yeah. What was your favorite Backstreet Boy? You're like, I don't even know the name.
I don't remember who was in the best.
Right.
I think my favorite was the most neutral one.
Who was that?
He was, I think his name was Kevin. You
The
know,
one
the
with the beard?
tall.
Oh, with the
Yes.
beard.
The
He
skinny
was
one?
always
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
Um, but NSYNC, oh, I love them all.
I
I
know.
love them all.
I know.
You know
Like
Lance Bass?
every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yours was Lance. Yeah, that's your favorite.
Oh no! I just say like,
Ah,
even I see Lance. Lance Bass loves going to his. There's a that gay club in San Francisco. I forget what it's called. Rooftop, not Rooftop.
oh, yeah.
Oh, so he goes there often. Oh.
That's his
Lookout.
favorite
Is it
spot.
Lookout? The
Lookout. Yes.
Mm.
That's Lance's spot?
No, he likes going
He's
there. Yeah.
local?
Oh, I
No,
thought
he's
he
not
owned
local.
He
Like when
lives
he comes
locally?
down here. No, when he comes down here.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
That's
really cool.
That's funny.
Tell me why.
Did you guys like 98 Degrees?
Oh, 98 Degrees had the hit.
Oh, 98 Degrees. Oh my God.
Yeah, they made an
Yeah.
West Side Story. Was it West Side Story? West Side? 98 Degrees, West Side? I don't know if it was West Side. I forgot.
I don't know.
West
Um,
Life.
Westlife! S Club 7. Do you guys remember S Club
Westlife?
7?
West Life. That's Club 7.
Was like a group that was formed on like MTV.
Yeah, there was like
You guys remember
7 members.
That was Old Town.
It was like a boy.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no,
love
oh it was
O-Town.
O Town and S Club 7.
yeah.
I love.
I
Can
love
we let's play an O
S
Town
Club?
song. We got a S Club 7, the
S
boy
Club.
girl.
We didn't
Remember?
talk about S Club. Ooh!
We
Let me
gotta
cue
either
the
play
DJ.
an
Pull
O
it up,
Town
pull it up.
song or S Club 7 song.
Oh my God. It's going to have to be S Club.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Their main song. Remember that one?
It's tip of my tongue. Like I can't. Let me just see if I can pull it up. S Club 7 song.
Spending more time at home.
Hold on. Another commercial.
That's my favorite song.
You know the main one.
Why'd you skip it?
Like,
I
Ashley
never
Furniture.
had a dream come true.
Oh my! I
The
never
day that
had a
I
dream.
found you, even though I pretend I moved on. I think that was on the cusp of the 2000s, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't even hear it.
I think you're bobbing your head, but I can't hear that song.
I'm like, huh?
That's the song.
I don't even know.
Yes.
Y'all remember making?
I was obsessed watching those shows.
Y'all remember making the band in that P Diddy's group? I forgot what they were called.
Yes.
Yes.
Danity Kane, but that was 2000s, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Guy
Come on.
group. Yeah, yeah.
Or
Day
was
26 was a
Guy group.
was I think yeah.
It was so
I
good.
think that was the 90s though.
I know. I just wanted to bring that in there.
No, they were a good group though. Day 26 and Danny Kane.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
My heart is damaged.
But yeah, it's about that time where we're kind of getting to the end. So,
She said we get into like
any like last thoughts or just, you know what I do remember? Just kind of thinking of like fashion trends. Like, do you remember when girls and guys would like puff their shoes? You know, when you puff your socks?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, when you would like double and then like,
yeah.
well, I'm wearing sweats right now, but you know when people would like have the sweats like
Yeah.
pulled up too?
Yeah, it was so dumb.
I mean,
but we
some
did that.
I know.
Like just
Like-
one pant, just one.
the LL Cool J.
the LL Cool J
Shout out to
vibe.
Jay.
Right.
My like
Or-
one thing I do remember. Hey y'all.
Okay, so what's up?
Oh, this is so fun, guys.
What
This
is
is
a
cool.
memory that you guys want to share about the 90s when you were younger? Yeah. What was a memory?
Oh, good or bad, right? Good or
Good
bad?
or bad?
Um,
I just remember being very disoriented and just like still trying to discover myself. You know, how you like try to do what the popular kids do, but then at the same time you're like still trying to find yourself. I just remember being in like that awkward stage in my life. But
Right.
then behind closed doors, all we do is really like watch TV and like, you know, there's nothing else that really would entertain us other than like play physically, like hanging out with friends or television,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But yeah, it's just an awkward time in my life for sure.
I remember just always being outside, and my mother was like, "Don't let those street lights catch you." And be like,
Oh. Oh.
so when the street lights
Mhm.
about to come out, I would be dipping hard, I'd be like,
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what I remember
Oh.
the most in the 90s, like hanging out with my best friend and we would just knock on each other's doors like, oh, you want to play outside?
yeah.
And then,
Oh.
I mean, we were just like, we did some crazy stuff. That's back in the days. You can play in the streets, playing football. You can play, like,
Right.
you know, without getting run. And then you always say, like, car coming. And then you just, like, you know, run away and then go back.
Yep.
I feel like the population was like less too, right? I mean, it was probably the same, but it just felt less crowded.
Well, it's because we were kids. We didn't really care about, you know, what was
That's
going
true.
on. And then, like,
That's very true.
we weren't really, like, part of the whole politics and trying to, we didn't have responsibility.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What responsibilities?
I just
None.
want to be a Toys R Us kid.
You know, we are Toys R Us. Oh, Toys R Us too. I miss Toys R Us.
Oh my
Now
God.
Toys R Us
Toys R Us
shut
is
down.
Oh
closed, right?
gosh.
Toys R
Don't
Us
even
is
get started with
gone.
Toys R Us. I used to go there all the time just to play.
Yeah.
We used to have little prints on the floor too, and I'd be like, "Oh, where's it taking me? Is it taking me to Narnia?"
I'm done.
Oh my god. Just
I'm
more
done.
imagination, you know? Like you
Exactly.
just felt
That's
like
what I'm
the
saying.
whole
Yeah,
world is yours.
Right.
exactly.
Mhm.
Imagination was very, very ripe. I hate that word, but
Speaking of
very ripe.
imagination, Harry Potter,
Definitely.
right? Harry Potter was a
Oh
core
my
part of the
God.
90s.
The
Mm.
first time I saw that, I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Homeroom
Yeah.
class. It was bootleg.
Yes. I remember our teachers would read us
I
that
was
book
just
during
about
like
to say that.
lunchtime.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. My teacher
That
was
thick
all
ass
about
book,
reading
it's
it.
like this big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did
Dang,
any
Yeah.
did you
I
guys
never read.
did you guys know any classmates that had to leave the room because of the Harry Potter?
Oh, because of religious
Shut
reasons?
up. Are you serious?
Oh,
Yes. No, yeah. I
I mean,
remember
I
that.
didn't
It
have
was in
that.
sixth grade.
Yeah.
People
It was
left the
That's
room.
horrible.
crazy.
Yeah. They'd be like, I can't listen to this sorcery, my mother said.
Oh,
I'm like, well, you missing out.
Damn.
definitely missing out. One
Bitches are
one
being
good
bitches.
memory though was I had really great teachers, I could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my best
Yeah.
teachers were my 90s teachers. Like I still remember their names. Like they were a really big influence
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then I remember just like when like our teacher gets into Harry Potter, like she would literally like take a moment to like cry when it
What?
was like the intense part.
Wow.
She'd be like, oh my god. And I'm like eating my lunch, like, what did I miss?
Damn.
Like my teachers would get in,
Damn.
like they'd be so into it.
That's so funny.
I think a 90s memory for me would be like being in Boy Scouts. Like I loved being in Boy Scouts.
Oh.
Like it was awesome. Like we went camping and like it was just like really good to like bond and like sell chocolates for Boy
Right.
Scouts. And
Aw.
disclaimer, I was definitely not raped. Okay, I know there's some situations lawsuits about Boy Scouts. I'm definitely
Thanks
No,
for the
none of us are thinking
disclaimer.
about that.
So,
but
no, I
you
wasn't
know,
raped.
None of
or anything.
us.
So just
You
a
still keep in touch.
but I loved it.
Do you still keep in touch with like your Boy Scout peers?
No,
Or
I
not
don't.
really?
Definitely.
No. Oh.
Mm-mm.
Do
So
you guys still keep in touch with your 90s friends?
No.
Yeah, actually I do.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
wow.
Only one of them actually.
Mm.
Yeah, he was my best friend ever since kindergarten throughout senior year of high school.
Wow.
And then we
Wow.
went to
Well,
That's hella beautiful.
but
That's so,
I mean,
yeah.
we don't hang out as we used to, like, knock each other's door and hang out, blah, blah, but it's just kind of like, when you grow up, you kind of grow out of
Yeah.
that relationship.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of like,
exactly.
Totally.
I would message him, like, oh, how's everything, this and that, That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We
What is
have
one quick
lived.
takeaway from the 90s that you guys all have, or that you guys like align your values with to this day? Like one takeaway.
I think for me would be how it was very wholesome back in the days because we didn't have any distractions. We didn't really have social media. We didn't have, it was more of just like watching cassette movies, going to Blockbuster and renting movies together on a Friday night.
Oh,
Oh, Blockbuster. I was about to talk about that, y'all.
Oh,
yeah.
Blockbuster.
We would go out, rent a movie, and we'll watch a movie.
Mhm.
That was to me always a great memory, just like having that wholesome get together Blockbuster night.
Yes.
And to that day, I would just like when I rent a movie or whatever through Hulu or Prime Video, I always want to make that as a moment to be a wholesome moment, like from with watching, it still has that same feeling.
Right.
Agreed.
I just would
Yeah.
say, to piggyback off of Jade, life just seems so simple. I miss the simplicity of it. And
Yeah.
as a child, not, before 10th grade, not even having a cell phone. So like you said, going to your friend's house, can such and such come out,
Mhm.
Also just the music.
Yeah.
The music
Right.
basically showed me
Everything.
what love was and how to love,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I feel like we're fortunate to have lived so authentically in the 90s like that. I think that's why it shaped us to be a lot more humble.
Right.
And, almost like we've lived through different phases in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate growth and technology a lot better than per se like the millennials. Like they've never experienced life otherwise. So I just feel like we have more of an appreciation. And I think that comes aligned with like us being able to say like, oh, well, we lived life this way without so much technology. And I think that's why we are how we are, like mindset wise, appreciation wise,
right.
Right.
And then like being able to listen to like really live through like authentic music, I think that is really beautiful too.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely shaped how we are today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, Eric?
I would say for me, like one takeaway from the 90s would be the fact that like it was so creative and like it was none of this like cloud stuff and like people just wanted to be insta famous. It taught me how to truly be like comfortable with myself and like not to be a follower, like and just like genuinely like be myself. And I feel like RIP to a lot of like family members and even friends from the 90s that like were there for me during that time to kind of like help me with my evolution of being me, because back then I was pretty quiet and like just kind of like focused on books and stuff, but like now I'm like more out there, of course, but just like that mindset, just like, okay, not chasing the clout, like being comfortable with myself and like not worrying about everything. And like I'm very old school, like to be honest, so like I think I got to the 90s, and I love the 90s. This is my favorite era.
I think we're all like old school.
Yeah. So
we're not old, we're just old school.
We're just old school at heart.
Yeah.
You're like, that's what
now we can say that,
Yeah.
Cool. So how are we doing on time? Is there any shout outs you guys want to make? Any more comments?
Shout outs to all the 90s babies.
All the
We rock.
90s babies. We survived Blockbuster.
Yes, and Hollywood Video.
Oh, a Hollywood Video. Oh my gosh.
I want to shout out everybody that's keeping sane during this quarantine. Hey, oh.
Everyone deserves to like have a little self-celebratory because we made it this far, you know.
We doing it, y'all. We still alive.
Right.
We're doing it.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. All right.
Aw, this is great, guys. All right. Well, cheers to the tea of the day.
Woo.
Cheers.
Until next time.
Until next time. Close it off, y'all.
Peace.
All right, let's do a little like cute little memory of a screenshot. So
Yeah.
let me do. Okay. All right, guys. One. Let's do like a, I don't know, what's a 90s thing to do?
What is an
Oh.
The wave.
I don't know. The wave like this? Like the wave.
What do they do?
Okay, I'll do a half wave. One, two, three.
Beautiful pictures.
Cute. Okay.
All right. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave down below. If you like this episode, let us know. If you have any other topics you want to share, put in the comments. Go ahead and add us, Instagram. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode of the 90s.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Bye.
Until next time.